Yay! Welcome, everybody. So good to have all of you here, each and every one of you.
Yes, all one and just for fun. All one God talking to itself in the imagination. So fun.
So, in honor of Sailor Bob, who just passed away, I thought maybe I'd read just a little bit from his book.
Beautiful.
What's wrong with right now, unless you think about it?
Exactly. What is this without thinking about it? There's no problem. There's no distinguishing.
Right? I mean, in a way, the title, that's in a way all you need. It's like the whole pointer. Let's take a look. Bob says, that very sense of I is separation. That very sense of that separation is insecurity. From being the totality, the unlimited potential of being, we have immediately become an isolated, separate human being with all its limitations. We have built this mental cage around ourselves. Now, from that reference point, which is based on yesterday, the past, everything is judged. You see that whatever has happened to me is judged from that reference point, and I might consider it good or bad. Our criteria, our reference point is never correct, never true. In seeing that, in grasping that, where does it leave you? It can only leave you right here, right now, aware in this actuality of this moment. This is the real. This is the real. This is the real. This is the real.
It is.
Wow, that's good.
Can there be anything separate to begin with, or anything unreal to begin with?
No, inseparable, indistinguishable. And it's too easy too. It's this felt sense, this visceral I am alive, this beingness, this conscious presence, this pure awareness that just is, this felt sense of sentience, aliveness that just is. It's not conceptual. It's just pure beingness. Is all there is everything. And it's too easy. It's too easy and everything points to itself because it's singular. It's all one God talking to itself and everything's the clue to wake up from the dream. It's all pointing to that which is imagining this, that which is hearing this voice. that which is aware of this, the sound of this voice, which is the source of this voice, being this voice. So like this sensory experience is pure beingness. It's feeling, it's visceral. Just like the analogy, one of the biggest clues is the analogy of the VR headset. My son let me put one on, and it was on a roller coaster, and I was not on a roller coaster. There was no roller coaster. This is a mental projection. This is you dreaming this, imagining this. It's not real. But on that roller coaster, on the VR headset, all of the sensations came in, like the stomach coming up, the butterflies in the stomach, feeling like I was going to vomit, you know? So it's all God experiencing, one mind experiencing this sensory experience. It's feeling, it's being everything. The taste of chocolate, the sound of the voice. It's inseparable. It's one being.
I would like to add that there also can't be separation or anything that's unreal without a thought, like Sailor Bob said. So it's just a mystery without belief in thought.
Yeah. And how playful is the thought? Like, I noticed when it was becoming too obvious that I don't exist as an individual, that we're just one God dreaming this. This is just one conscious presence, pure awareness, silent awareness, no thing, you know, and it was just becoming too obvious. And playfully, I didn't want to see that yet. I didn't want to stop identifying with the character. So I tried to have a thought to resist. I tried to have a problem to solve, something to worry about. And that's when it was game over. I could see how I was playing hide and seek. And then it was too late. It was too obvious. And then it was so cute too, because innocently, like unplugging a fan that's still oscillating, the habitual thought came up like a few days later, this can't be it. And it was like, oh my gosh, that is so sweet. What a sweet little thought. And then not resisting it, because what you resist persists until you welcome it home and you integrate and you're like, yay. I was like, you can be here. I love you. And then it was done. It disappeared. It never came back. There's no more doubt. It's just too obvious. So even those thoughts were just a playful way for me to play hide and seek with myself, or still, you know, wanting to think this was real, or identifying with the character, you know. But just like wearing the VR headset, that was like misidentifying as the avatar in the game, you know, when you're the one wearing the headset that's infinite, that can't be seen. You can only be it. You can't see it because you are it, you know.
So it would be the being, the VR headset. It's the being imagining through the set. So there's nothing wrong with, how am I saying this? There's no separation. So whatever one is doing, if one is either, quote, here or not here, present or not present, that's
Perfect.
that's not
Yeah.
silly talk. You know?
Yeah. Just like I noticed that I didn't want to not identify as the avatar in the VR. So I was trying to postpone it, you know? It's like it's wants to dream this, wants to experience what it's like to be finite, or, I mean, you're invisible, you're formless, you're infinite, you can't be seen. So in this dream, you can explore what it's like to be. And what are you in deep sleep? You know, the Potter Brahman that, you know, with pure awareness, not conscious of being aware, but through this dream of I am, you know, it's like a visceral sensory experience of one mind, one, you know, intelligence.
Yeah, and what is taking care of the body when you're in deep sleep? What is breathing the body, pumping the blood?
And there is no body. There's not even a body. That's one of the biggest clues. Deep sleep and then the dream at night, even the daydream. Imagine having a daydream and you're imagining a world and imagining characters. How can you be separate from the world and characters and it's your mind, it's your imagination. You're the one, you're the only one. You're all alone.
Yeah, only belief and thoughts divide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that resonance on the thought is, you know, is focusing, you know, pure awareness on being that which appears to limit it and then renders evidence of it, which is how the imagination works. It abstracts evidence to prove the resonance like a radio station. So even that doubt, even it being obvious, all there is this sentience, this aliveness, this pure beingness. And then that innocent thought comes in, yeah, but it's got to be like this, or it's got to be in the future. It's got to be like that. And then that resonance on that innocently renders the evidence of it. Like there's more homework to do, there's more stuff that needs to be done. And it's just playful. It's so playful and beautiful and perfect. It's total perfection because you have nothing to do with it. Like you're not even in the dream.
Yeah.
If you're aware of this, you're the source of it.
Yeah.
That was beautifully said. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says one day I'll wake up.
Mm-hmm.
It says that.
And yeah, just like watching a movie, you're not even involved. You're just completely in awe. And
Yeah. I can read some more Sailor Bob words if I want to hear
thank
it.
you.
Okay. The crux of the whole matter is seeing what gets caught up in life. What we point out here is that it is non-existent. It is all only imagined or a conceptual image we have about ourselves. It's the self-sabotage. That is the problem. The cause of it all is the self-center. If we really look at it, we see that it never really existed. All it is an image we have of ourselves based on past events and experiences and conditioning that we have been conditioned to by our parents, society, school, and nation, and whatever. From all of that, we form a picture of ourselves and believe that we have low self-esteem, or I'm not good enough, or I'm having a bad time, or poor me, or whatever. It all relates to that image we believe ourselves to be. Everything becomes relative to that reference point from then on. It is from that reference point that everything is judged to be good or bad, painful or pleasant, or happy or sad. So that is what has to be investigated. Who is this I that thinks it has the problem? We start here with the only reality that you're absolutely certain of, and that is the fact of your own being. Under no circumstances can you say that I am not. You continually know that you are. There is no need to go around saying, I am, I am. That innate intrinsic knowing is constantly with you. But then it gets seemingly obscured with all the thoughts and everything that comes up and appears on that knowingness. To tribute that knowingness into you, into words, you have to say, I am. Yet you know that you are, without having to think about it. That is where I am, the I am thought was born. It is the knowingness or sense of presence expressing itself through the mind. It is hard for the mind to latch on to the I am thought on its own. All that the mind can do is latch on to other thoughts and concepts from the conditioning, experiences, and events from the past. It becomes, I am this person who has done this and that. I am no good. I'm bad, unhappy, or whatever. See clearly that all these are just images, but constantly referring to them, they become a reference point. Just imagine for a moment what would happen if you don't have a reference point. What could you say?
Hmm.
Beautiful.
You know, um, beautiful words, I guess. I've been reading these words forever, like Michael keeps talking, all of his books. And they're beautiful. And I don't disagree per se, but it's like, as I was listening, I was going, still sounds like there's something wrong and there's a way out. The beautiful words. I love them. I don't disagree with the words.
Yeah,
I believe them. I believe them. But it's still, I was going, well, that's another point of view, a philosophy of how it works. And always the way I interpret that's like something's wrong and there's somewhere to get to if you can let go of the conditioning and da 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 da, and then you'll be, which invalidates, or to me, right now, even if I am living, being totally conditioned by my parents and my life, what I get from these meetings, that's what it is. So I'm here being conditioned and just acting mindlessly out of how I've been put together. But that's it.
that's it.
That's
Making
that's
love
it.
to
That's
itself,
perfect.
making
Yes,
love
yes,
through that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. That yes. Nowhere to get to. Right there.
Already done.
Right there.
Already, yeah. This is the goal. This is the path is the goal. The journey is the destination. Every experience is this God making love to itself through everything. So even, yeah, even getting lost in its own dream, that's what it fucking wants. Yeah, it's all perfect. Yeah, and just like the analogy of the daydream, having a daydream, imagining characters and scenarios and the world and stuff, and then identifying as the character in the imagination, and so experiencing the subject object perspective. What is that like? That's freaking cool. It's amazing. And you have to resist it to keep it there. So it takes effort. It takes effort to keep identifying as that because it's effortless. to be as you are, which is this pure conscious presence, this pure awareness. It's too easy. That's the problem. That's already enlightened. It's already realized. It doesn't need to. It's already realized. Too obvious, too self-evident.
So, so the goal is, it seems to be, if we are convinced that everything is perfect just as it is, then this is a goal. Then this is a goal.
Hmm.
Nothing more to
Nothing to do. No
decide,
doer.
to desire.
So free that you're not even doing it. You're not even in the dream. It's like watching a movie, like kick back with your legs up on the seat ahead of you, and you're eating popcorn, laughing, watching a movie. You have nothing to do with it, and everything to do with it.
And even saying one should inquire or anything like that, that's it too. There's no rules. It's pure chaos.
Yes,
It can't be said correctly or incorrectly.
it's every way. It's everything. Everything is God perceiving itself, making love to itself. This sensory experience.
Mm.
And everything's the clue.
Yeah, it's an infinite psychedelic trip, Dawn. For your
It
pleasure. Just for you.
is trippy, yeah. It's what crazy. I mean, what a trip. Wow.
Hmm.
And to just be one talking to itself in the imagination, and none of this is really happening, and wow.
I know, right? Wow.
That's wild.
Like, what the hell?
So it's like, imagine the entire ocean. Yeah, the entire ocean. And imagine a thought arised within the entire ocean that said, you're just a puny wave.
That's cute.
Would that make it true? If the wave said to the ocean, you're just a puny, helpless, powerless wave? No. Ooh.
Yeah, it's like playing house. You be the daddy, I'll be the mama.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna put the kid in timeout and whatever.
I know. I love that
Yeah.
analogy because I remember that when I was little, how magical that was, you know? And it's just God playing house. What is it like? What is it like to be formless and invisible, but appearing as family members and friends and and how else but through this imaginary dream of opposite of what you're not is form, is qualities. And so it's just all sensing qualities. It's all sensing. Like if you close your eyes and you're aware of being aware, and there's sensations that you're aware of, you can see clearly that the awareness is unaffected by what's appearing to happen. It's untouched. Like watching a movie, it's just you're kicked back but you're the source of it, you know? It's like it can't appear without you being aware of it. You're the source.
Hmm. It's like the projectors watching the movie.
I love the movie theater analogy. It's so obvious.
And sometimes what can be missed is the awareness is already here. It's already done. It's so you're aware of the thought. The thought isn't aware of you.
Yeah.
But as soon as you think it, it's already in the past. It's already
Yeah.
a thought. It's be, as soon as that thought that is being thought, it's no longer this. It's a memory of the thought.
Mm-hmm.
So it can't be that. I mean, it's that too, but it's
Yeah.
back into back into the story again.
Yeah. And then the crazy part is where did it go? It never
Yeah,
happened. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I've never even had a thought.
yeah, from whence it came from, huh? Like my grandson asked me when he was 4 years old, Grandma, where are you going to be when you die?
Oh.
Was so full of confidence that I would tell him what the closest thing I knew to the truth.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. I said, yeah, who knows? Nobody knows where we're going to go. I don't know. I said, but maybe we're going to go to the place that we were before you were here, before
Oh,
you
how
were in
beautiful.
mommy's tummy. Huh? Maybe we could go to that place. And that was enough.
Yeah.
Kids
Nice.
don't need much more. It's the intellect that really screws us, huh? I want to know more, understand more, so I can control more. Understanding is all about control. And as you said, Leela, this is total chaos, huh? It's chaos, and even the chaos is chaotic. There's no pattern in the chaos. So
Yeah.
there's nothing to hold on to. Hold on to. There's nothing to understand. And life, as we live it, is all about understanding so I can get what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If I understand this situation, I will see who I want to be with and what I can get from them, or where I want to be so I can get what I want. It's so narcissistic. But that's all it can do.
Yeah.
It's all it can do. It's its job. Anyway,
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's exhausting, Phyllis, I have to say.
It takes effort to hold on to that. Yeah.
It's
It's,
tiring, constantly trying to get something from everything.
Yeah, it's
and
pure.
everyone's in the same situation as you are. They don't have anything, and they're
Yeah.
trying to get something. That's the it's like the Cracker Jack box, and there's no toy in the bottom.
yeah, which is just a thought. Yeah, because what is
Yeah,
it without a thought?
yeah.
Oh.
I can get to the bottom of this Cracker Jack box. I get the toy.
Oh, that's sweet. But yeah, that's just the playful game of hide and seek to
Yeah.
busy, keeps it busy, distracted from avoidance of identification with the character, because that just destroys everything. This game over.
Yeah, it's like a surprise party. You don't want to know about it. You want to be surprised.
Or like the magic show, like Michael talks about, like if you when you know the tricks, the how it works.
But I like Leela's one that says the mystery is better.
Mhm.
You know, to me, that was an underrated pointer because when I think I know what something is, it seems to kill the magic. It's no longer magical. I know what that is. This is a Zoom meeting. I know that. This is a screen. I know that. But when it becomes magical, how is this happening right now? Where's my voice coming from?
hmm Yeah, it's all a surprise. It's all like watching a movie you've never seen, or like the dream at night where you don't know what's going to happen in a minute. It's all playful. It's all
But we love mystery, right? When you meet someone and they don't say a whole lot, it's intriguing. We love watching mysteries on TV.
To me, that quote, "The mystery is better." You, you heard me say, um, it feels like honoring what can arise, relatively speaking, the preferences that can arise. That's it. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
All truth is relative, and it's all valid.
Yeah. Perceiving unique qualities, perceiving qualities, infinite qualities.
And it can even extend to the assumption that you know why someone did something. Oh,
Mm.
oh, how she's being mean, how rude, right? It's such an innocent knowing that you know why someone did something, and then the story fills it in. Like you
Mm.
say, Jen, it collects evidence to support the belief.
Which is so malleable and healable. So it's changeable. Like whatever you resonate, you attract evidence of. It's all imaginary, playful. So it's never doomed. It's never stuck, you know? And everything's infinite. So it has infinite meaning. It's whatever meaning you give it. It's only poisonous if you label it that. It's all God. It's all you. It's all your imagination. It's whatever you want it to be. So yeah, you can't know it because you are the knowing principle, the pure awareness that's infinite and unknowable. Awareness, aware, perceiving this sensory experience as appearing as everything that's indistinguishable, undefinable. And no one knows anything more than another. It's all one mind making love to itself. It's all one God. So there's no levels or someone's enlightened and someone's not. Everything's enlightened. This aliveness, this felt sense that's too palpable, is too obvious. This presence, this beingness is enlightenment. That is everything. And it's already done. You can't do that because you are that. You can't attain that. It just is.
Psychoanalyzing others and judging them is never more fun when you don't believe your thoughts. And it's still allowed. It's just playful because
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
you know that you're full of shit, but what?
Yeah. Yeah, you can laugh at thoughts. They're pretty hilarious.
Mhm.
And some of them are really fucked up.
Yeah, always innocent
Yeah.
and sometimes disturbing.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. It was a whole new way of looking at my judgmental thoughts. Whatever you said there, Leela, I can't remember, but very whatever it was. It's
Yeah,
it's
right and wrong isn't necessary. It's available for as an experience, but it's not necessary. So
I'm just making it up anyway. It's just being made up,
Yeah. Make
and
believe.
that's so
yeah.
it can't be true because it's just made up anyway.
Yeah, and if it's not true, then why the hell not?
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
Oh my,
just like
yeah, yeah. Okay.
yeah, like the analogy of the daydream, imagining scenarios or stories or, really fucked up shit, is how could it be right or wrong if it's all you? It's all you, boo.
Yeah, there's no opposition. Who's gonna say it shouldn't be this way, right? That's the chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be thought about because it's effortless. So it's a surprise when it arises every time.
Yeah. And it's so cool with this relative hallucination of this sensory experience of what it's like to be, which is infinite potential, infinite possibilities, one mind perceiving centrally, this visceral sensing, beingness. It's like you can't know something without its opposite. You only know what it's not. You only
Mhm.
perceive something by, relating it to its opposite. One can't appear without the other, which is like those infinite qualities, the infinite qualities that define each other, so that you, as this infinite, formless, invisible, unmanifest part of Brahman, can explore infinite potential. So there's no right or wrong, and I don't see how you can have one without the other. How could you have? It's just all the opposite qualities define themselves.
They literally make each other.
Yeah. Like Raj talks about, how would you know peace without war?
That many most teachings, most teachers, they show enlightenment, awakening as a carrot, and we chase after the carrot. But everything is a goal. Ordinary life is a goal.
Yeah, already done.
This is what we should be convinced of, that the ordinary life is a goal, and we should not seek more than that.
Yeah. This is it. This is washing the dishes, is meditating in a cave, It is the most profound spiritual experience.
Yeah, and then it's fun. It can be fun to see through your beliefs sort of one at a time. It becomes like a game, like whack-a-mole,
That's cute. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Don, like what you were saying about when someone makes it sound like there was something to do, the intuition screams, hell no. Oh, no, you didn't, It just knows. It knows that's bullshit. There's nothing to do.
That's why it feels off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's alerting an error. It's like, which, swallows itself because it's all inclusive. It includes the idea that there's something to do, but that's just the wake up call or the clue to wake up, resisting that notifies the system or wakes you up from the dream. It's just like, which is so cool.
Yeah, it is funny because the seeking to find out what you are is actually simply trying to find a label for it. And the freedom is seeing that there is no label, or you could say every label is what you are.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous, Michael. That's the free fall. That's like, holy crap, I can't figure this out. Like, it's not figure outable. Like, it's just this. What else could it be?
Mm-hmm.
Because symbols are meant for a grocery list and to do taxes. That's what they're meant for. We're not meant to know what this is or how or why or anything.
Yeah, that initial, just like the analogy of the VR headset, you as the infinite that's imagining this, identifying as the avatar in the headset is the illusion of subject object, which makes it appear conceptual, appear objective. So then it's looking for it with a thought, looking for it conceptually. But this is non-conceptual because you are the source of the mind. You precede the mind. So it's too easy. It's this felt sense of aliveness. I'm alive. That's it. And that's indescribable. You can't even describe that. It just is. And so it's already done. Nothing more. That's it. It's case closed. Case closed. And then the thought can come in, wait a minute, that it can't be that easy. And then what is that thought? What is aware of that thought?
Right.
What is aware of that thought? And that is the absolute seeing itself in the mirror. When you ask the question, what is aware of this thought? That hits the target, and it's the pure silent awareness. It has no answer because it precedes the mind.
Yeah, and what even illuminates the thought? Like, how do you even know you have a thought? And I'm looking at Harvey Jackson's picture, and if you look at the white light, in a way, that's like we could just say, like, is what illuminates the thoughts. So you can see
Mm-hmm.
the white is the awareness that has no qualities.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow that's missed. We go right to the thought, and we don't even notice that we are noticing.
Yeah, if you're aware of the thought, you're the source of it.
Yeah, there's an innocent idolizing of symbols.
Go ahead, Harvey. We're talking about your picture.
I heard. I'm doing work at the same time, so
Okay.
but you know that um a way of looking at it when that picture came about was if you were in a cathedral looking at the stained glass windows, and of course those windows are all lit up from the background, and you see different things in the different windows, maybe Jesus or saints or whatever. And yet all of the windows are lit by the same light. Okay. It's the same light showing up as what's in the different windows. And that itself is revelatory that all the windows are from the same light. But then even beyond that, there's a realization that the light, those rays of the sun, that you are the sun and the rays and the windows, all
Mm-hmm.
of it. And
Yeah.
so now it's no longer seeing the cathedral windows as if you were separate looking at them, but
Mm-hmm.
now the shift to you are the entire thing all put together. And that's what that picture is about.
Oh,
Totally.
beautiful, Harvey.
I love that.
My profile picture is a stained glass window. Sorry, Ginny.
Oh, that was it. Yeah.
Show you.
Oh, cool. Beautiful.
Mm.
Exactly. I love that. That pointed straight to it. It's like
Yeah.
it is being everything. Being.
And even the monitor, like Harvey, you're saying, it's one light in this computer monitor, so to say, illuminating all of what's appearing on this screen equally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's
Another way of looking
more.
at it.
Oh, go ahead, Harvey.
I was just going to say, well, another way of looking at it is to source the light. It's like a prism as well. And the prism makes light appear like different colors and different things, but it's all just the one light showing up in all different ways. And in that sense, you're the light, the prism, the rays, everything. It's all just, and even that is too many words, but
Yeah.
that's a good way of looking at it. And so that when I look around my room or I look at you, it's like that prism, that metaphorical prism. So everything shows up. It looks like it's separate and it looks in like colors in different ways, but it's all one thing, although it's not a thing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, even like the movie theater analogy, it's all one. And I love how, like, if you look at the screen without a thought, there's no distinguishing, there's no objects, there's nothing, it's just one beingness. It's too obvious.
That's so beautiful what you guys are saying. So I like to meditate. So I turn everything into a meditation. And so what I got from Ginny, especially, and other people, is like if I close my eyes and I imagine being looking in a mirror at itself and just staying with that. And it sees itself and brings the attention right back to itself, sort of like out, and then comes right back. And oh man,
Beautiful.
I love
Yeah,
it. I love
that's the absolute seeing itself. It's like, and then you see that, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm everything.
Yeah.
This is my imagination. I'm God imagining this.
And then that, yeah, and then that mirror is the practice, and I expand that mirror to include whatever is in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever is in front of me, to look at it from that place of being and seeing being there, and then it reflects right back. And therefore, oh man, very cool.
Yeah.
Very psychedelic, yes.
It's amazing because at first you can see that everything's the mirror, that you is the invisible, the formless, the infinite sees itself, which makes sense because in deep sleep, you know, you as pure awareness are not conscious of being, but in this dream of opposite, of form, of qualities, you can see yourself in the mirrors of the qualities, the sensation of the body, a thought, a freaking, the taste of chocolate, everything. It's all a sensual, sensory experience.
You know, in Zen, the mirror is not it includes everything. And the mirror, if you look in the mirror, you may see people making love, you may see a murder, you may see different things, but the mirror itself is always still. It includes everything. It doesn't comment on everything, yet it is the space which allows everything to just be whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And so there is a seeing that one is, metaphorically, one is that mirror, which just includes everything totally and completely, everything just as it is.
Yes. Beautiful.
That's unconditional love, you know, that what
Yeah.
we try to point to that allows all unconditionally. No reason for it not to appear, right? It's
Yeah.
And
All
a
inclusive.
wild show.
And what came to mind for me when Harvey was speaking, or even that's like a big television with all the channels that are possible, infinite channels,
Yeah.
and just rolling over and over. So you never see the same show. Life never gives the same show to anyone at any time. It's all like rolling waves. There's never the same one. So it's this big TV with a radio with infinite channels.
Yeah.
But the self thinks, I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like what I'm being. So I can just decide to change the channel. Well, life changes the channel, but it doesn't ask you which one you want. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. It is all resonance.
No,
It's all energy. It's all
it
frequency.
and it doesn't care. It's like when we talk about, a lot of people talk about love because there's no other word, but life doesn't care. Thankfully, it doesn't care what we do. So there's no guilt, there's no responsibility, there's no pride. There's no feeling of, oh, I got it, or no achievement, no goal. So the whole thing falls apart without that. And that's what the thing is chaos. It's just it's Humpty Dumpty. It all falls apart, and the self keeps trying to put it back together again, and it will fail, but only infinitely.
Yeah.
Only always.
Beautiful. And when you're at the theater, kicked back, eating the popcorn, watching it, just having a blast, and not identifying as the character on the screen, it doesn't matter what's happening in the movie. But when, and then there's that, what is it like to feel mortal, to feel like I'm in the freaking movie? What is that like? Let's see that, which is absolutely amazing and total perfection, because it's all you as God that's invincible, immortal, and just in awe of all of it. We have some chats. Let's look at the chat. I love you. You live forever in my remembrance. Thank you. It's always a blessing to be here. Thoughts are resting now. Yay! Love you. Thoughts aren't even happening. Yeah, how magical is that? Including resistance, yes.
Yeah, the self can be seen as sort of like a filter that can be put on the lens of the projector or a channel, like Phyllis was saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of the content, a part of the entertainment.
Yes. Yeah,
Mhm.
totally.
So we can even say that this is the play of opposites, good and bad, up and down, left and right. And you are that which has no opposite.
Hmm.
Yeah, without qualities, sensing qualities. What is it like to be?
Yeah, it feels like pure innocent curiosity as an energy, infinite, unknowable, um, all allowed,
Yeah,
even horror, terror, all of it.
Now,
yeah.
I've learned when saying that everything is allowed, and I hear people immediately come back and say how horrible you'd say that.
Mhm.
But the allowing the mirror, the screen, the movie screen, whatever, it's not allowing means it's a space for it to be there, but it does not imply approval or disapproval. It's
Mm-hmm.
not that. It is
Oh,
just what's there. And it's
Mm-hmm.
important because people get tripped up on the word allow, like you allow murder, and it's not that. It's just allowing or the space for it to be whatever it is.
that is
Great.
so profound, Harvey. I want to make a video on that now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's how it's heard by the seeker. They're like, "Oh, how do I allow? I need to read a book on how to let go, and then, do the thing. I'm going to let it go." No, it's already letting go. Just look. See? That's
Yes.
gone. It'll never happen again. Now this, now this. It's effortless.
It is effortless, and effort is implying, or resisting. So it's like when you just fuck it, like where it's just leave it alone. That's it.
Yeah.
It's too easy. That's what I'm saying. It's like too effortless that's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the mind.
Allowing is not apathetic.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
Yeah. It doesn't imply what's going to happen. Anything could come forth. But the words, people start to think it's prescriptive. It's just kind of descriptive.
Who would allow or not allow?
Good point.
Not me, not me.
Mhm.
Took a cookie from the cookie jar. Not me.
Funny.
Talking lily pad.
Yeah, it's just being. It's just being. And what effort does that take to be? You can't help that shit.
Right. Try not to be, right?
I know. Have fun with that. Have fun.
Yeah, Sailor Bob says you can never deny your own existence. You can't
Yeah,
say I don't exist.
everyone already knows that they are. That's why it's too easy. It's already done. It's like already done, case closed.
Without a thought, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then the thought comes in, well, yeah, but, and then that's just a thought. What is it without a thought? Without a thought, the absolute sees itself in the mirror. It's just too easy.
It's like, and more like everyone already knows that they are not what they think.
Yeah, yeah.
That they
Totally.
are not
Yes.
what they think.
Well, that's why there's this initial
Yeah.
resistance to identifying with what they think they are, you know? That's why there's that resistance. Because, like in the nightmare at night, that's what wakes you up from the dream. That's the catalyst. So there's this initial resistance because everyone already knows that they're the infinite, that they're God. It's already done.
But they also think that the knowingness that everybody knows, like I don't know, is that Caitlin or the lady that just spoke, that they're all, it's just that the person is just a fake. Everybody is everybody is trying so hard to be something, and they have this kind of knowingness in their stomach or in their gut that they're a fake, and that's the
Yeah.
part, that's the holy part. If there is a holiness, the part that knows that they're fake.
Yeah, it's intuitive.
It knows it's not real. It's like, why are you pretending, huh? You know the song, The Great Pretender.
Mhm.
Here we are. And they, and the person knows that, feels that's all fake. It's not true. It can't. So it's there already, as you say.
Yeah. Which I saw that so clearly when it was getting too obvious that I wasn't the character, and then wasn't ready to see that I wasn't the character. And so I was like, oh my gosh, give me a thought to resist, give me a problem to solve, give me something to worry about. And then I could see, holy shit, that takes so much effort. I have spent so much energy trying to hold this delusion together, being the one wearing the VR headset where it's too obvious. I'm the one wearing the headset and fucking identifying with the avatar was a lot of work. Which is beautiful. That's it. I wanted that. I wanted to know what that was like. How amazing.
It's like when you're in a game and you're in first person view, so you can just see your hands like chopping wood and stuff, and then you hit a button and you back way back and you see
Oh,
the
cool.
person running around. You're like, okay, I can just watch it.
I like that.
Jenny, we in our last talk I asked you why you don't watch world news. You gave the reason, you can give it now. But and then when you do watch, very rarely, all the horrible stuff that you see them as comedy.
Yeah, it's all a comedy because it's all God waking itself up from the dream. Sometimes it's got to be a total freak show, like a nightmare. For Jenny, it was a nightmare. I was appearing as all these trickster characters in this weird ass world that was fake as hell. I was like, there's no way in hell this is real. It would be completely doomed. It would self-destruct. So then that was that opening. It was just like, then I was resonating on the frequency of non-duality, or, you know, the this is an illusion. This isn't really happening. It's a dream. I'm God dreaming this. So that was like that initial resistance, which was the catalyst to waking up. But it's all, I would say too, I wanted to add to that, just because I don't watch the news. So like when it became obvious that the world is not real, it's my imagination, that this is all one and just for fun. And could see very clearly it's not really happening. It's there was I was not on that radio station anymore. Of it turned the dial. So it's like there is no world out there. All I see is people walking their dogs smiling, or people waving from the porch in their rocking chairs. And so I'm on this resonance of like it's all me, it's all harmless. There's no poison. It's all playful. Because I can see how the imagination works, and it's all resonance. You know, you render the evidence per resonance, per focusing on the feeling of being it, you render it. So then that part of the radio station just cut out. Like I don't even see anything that's going on in the world. And my kids were laughing. It was hilarious. It cracked me up. We were sitting on the sofa, and my son, my youngest, asked Mom, he asked something, a political question. And my oldest said, "Why would you ask mom? There could be a nuclear war going on and she wouldn't know." I thought that was awesome. I was like, yeah, I'm not on the radio station. So I don't see that, but it doesn't mean that that character or whatever God, because like I've talked to some other speakers that like to look into that stuff they like to talk about that stuff. So it's everything. It doesn't matter just because,
Yeah. I agree with everything you said, Ginny, and I watch the news every day. So
yeah, that's what I'm
but
saying. It's like
yeah,
that
it
doesn't
is. It's a drama. It's just
yeah.
yeah, it is. It's waking itself up, like you said. It's just
It's all for
chaotic.
fun. Yeah, because I went to my dad's last weekend or something, and he's got the news blasting at 100 volume. Like it's so loud. So I'm sitting there cracking up laughing. I'm like, oh my God, this is hilarious. This is a fucking freak show. This is wild. Oh my God. And then all the advertisements where it's like the pharmaceuticals are saying they've got these smiling people on the screen and they're like, the side effect is sudden death. And they're like, just like, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is nuts. How can anyone think this is real?
Yeah.
So that's like the God waking itself up by it being so ridiculous. Like it's, like this can't be real.
Yeah,
How fun.
it is.
Jenny, that is such a I love it. It's such a radical point of view you're speaking here. I mean, it's like I'm going, yeah, sounds good to me. I
Yeah.
like it, but it's like, but man, it's so radical. It's like I love it, and it doesn't make any sense at the same time.
Yay.
Yay, exactly. It's all
Yeah.
make believe.
So,
It's all for fun.
so it doesn't matter, Don. Watch the news, don't watch the news, watch partial news. It literally doesn't matter. That's the
Yeah, who cares? Yeah, and you can't help it too. Like you might fucking like I've randomly looked stuff up that I wouldn't look up just for entertainment or whatever. It doesn't matter,
yeah. And
It's
it's useful, right? Because like when I had the fires here in LA, I was checking the news like every hour to see because the
Mhm.
fire was literally like a mile and a half from here. Like we were next to evacuate in LA. So,
Yeah.
it's sort of on a need to know basis. If there's something I need to know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I was looking up your map too, your fire map, and telling you to move here with me if that shit burns down. I was
Yeah, well, who knew that Satan was going to turn LA into his own playground?
If Michael moved, the party would begin.
Oh, I know. I was hoping it would get burned down so he'd move here.
Listen, be careful what you ask for. One day you may hear at your front door.
Oh, yay. Oh my gosh. That'd be amazing. How fun. Yeah, it's all make believe. It's rendering evidence per resonance. So it's imaginary. You know, it's amazing. And it's so malleable. Like it's so easy to even change the dial on the radio station with non-resistance, with just effortless beingness, resonance.
Yeah, and so it's not a doing. It's not a doing because it's already the case. And yet all doing is it too.
Mm-hmm.
So when being is imagining this, all of this out here, is it truly forgetting itself in that moment?
I like how Sailor Bob says it's already cognized. It's already self-evident. It's already realized. It's already known. You already know that you are, but it's recognized. Like it's like for here it was like when there was that involuntary focus on the felt sense I am, or the feeling I'm alive, I exist. The mirror turned around on itself, or the absolute saw itself in the mirror, and then it was like, so it's like like that analogy of the VR head or the daydream. I like the daydream. Imagining all of this and then getting lost in the daydream, like you're the character in the daydream. But then remembering, oh my gosh, I'm the one, the source, the one mind, the one imagining, which is, that pure awareness, outward focused is the mind. Inward focus, inverted, is deep sleep, which you die every night. You are what you were before you were born every night as the unmanifest that just is. But through this dream of opposite, you can explore being. So yeah, never untouched, untainted, already self-evident. So, but how amazing, all of it. That's why I call it a love story. It's like, what is it like to be human when you're not, or to fucking have a mortal experience when you're mortal, when you're invisible and you can't see yourself, and through all of these senses, it's like a visceral sensory experience, like the VR, where it's not actually happening, it's an illusion, but there's perceiving sensations,
The immersion is the point. The
Mm-hmm.
the experience of forgetting when is the
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember feeling that way right away. I was like, oh my God, what a gift. All of it, even the tragedy and the freak show, I was imagining myself as all those characters, even the ones that abused me, and all of it was beautiful. Oh my gosh. I mean, wow. It's amazing. In the chat, it says, recognized as already source, everything, nothing. Yeah, it's just amazing.
So if it's all right, I'd like to read one final Sailor Bob. I think it'd be appropriate to close out
Yeah.
him, and then if anybody has anything to share. So in reality, nothing has ever happened. Patterns of energy appear. It is still the same intelligence energy. Patterns appear just the same as the reflections appear in the mirror. What has happened to the mirror?
So
Beautiful.
what has happened to the mirror?
Don, how many times have you
Beautiful.
looked at yourself in the mirror every morning? And if you look at the mirror, is it not ever fresh? It never retains anything that it reflects back. It's purely untouched, the mirror.
Yeah, the pure awareness, like the screen at the movie theater doesn't get burnt by the fire. Even if you're being aware of being aware and there's awareness of sensations, you can see clearly that it's untouched by what's appearing. And that's when you're like, holy shit, I'm not the character. If I'm aware of the character,
Yeah,
if I'm aware of the body, how can it be the body? How
that,
amazing is this?
that's what Nisargadatta was pointing to when he said, I am that.
The mirror and the images are intimately
Mm-hmm.
identical, always one, but they're free to
Inseparable.
be seen as separate.
Yeah, just like looking up in the movie theater at the projector where the images are dancing in the light, it's not separate.
And there also can be a noticing that one is ever present and the other comes and goes.
Yeah, that's another huge clue right there. It's like what is always here despite the changing images on the screen, despite the changing thoughts that appear and disappear, despite the bodies that come and go. What is always here, ever present? This pure beingness that just is. That's it. It's home sweet home. It's always home. It's eternal. It's immortal. It never dies.
Beautiful thought. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful thought. Eternal home.
Mm-hmm.
Coming home.
Yay.
Coming home.
And then you're like, oh my gosh, I've always been home. This is what's always been.
It's funny, like the last meeting a couple of days ago, it was all heart-based for me.
Mm-hmm.
This meeting it's more like third eye based.
Heck yeah.
It's like very beautiful how don't know what's going to come up in these meetings, but it's always in the direction of coming home.
Yeah.
The heart, the third eye, the hara, wherever it comes, it's always coming home. So it's like a coming home meeting is the way I'm looking at it now. This is coming home, but I don't know which home I'm coming home to, so to speak. I don't know where it's going to land, but it's always in a closer to home. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, like the Ram Dass quote, we're all walking each other home. And also the Sri Ramana, the path is the goal. You know, it's just like in love with all of this, you know.
That's it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Any last comments or questions before we close out today?
Oh, I want to make an announcement. We're thinking about because home sweet home, this energy, this beautiful only conversation that we just fucking love, you know. We're talking about Michael and Leela and I about maybe having an online Saturday retreat or something where it's hours where we're just like reveling and shimmering and basking. So we'll give everyone a month notice or something. We haven't decided when, but that could be fun.
Yay.
Yay.
Beautiful.
And then live meetings at some point, live retreats for fun, all for fun.
Yay. And we're always available to be contacted if you ever have any comments or questions. Leela, myself, Jenny, are all
Yeah. One-on-one calls, yeah. It's all one talking to itself. So it's all just, yeah. Thank you, guys.
Yay. Thank you, Jenny, Laura, Raj, Dawn, Harvey, Leela, Kate, Kristen, Phyllis, David, Jade. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Love you.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you.
Yay. Thank you.